There are reasons people buy from you and reasons people don't buy from you. Today, I'd like to share a presentation I put together for my clients in the print and promotional products industry that reveals many reasons why clients won't buy from you and the one solution that addresses them all.
Increase sales, improve margins, and grow your business. Guaranteed. Top secrets of marketing and sales. Now, David Blaze.
Hi, and welcome to today's presentation, Why Promo Clients Don't Buy From You and the One Solution That Addresses Them All. I am so happy to have you with me today. This is a topic that I find extremely interesting and extremely powerful. It's information that I've shared with my inner circle clients and our total market domination clients, but I wanted to give you just sort of an overview of some of the things that you might be addressing, and when you address them correctly, you can actually create amazing solutions inside your business. So with that said, let's take a look at why promo clients don't buy from you and then what we can do about it. Well, first of all, why don't they buy from you? Well, one of the first primary reasons that people don't buy from you is that they have no idea that you're alive. If they don't know you're alive, they can't buy from you. Next is that they don't know what you do. Obviously, if people have no idea of what you do, they're not going to come to you for solutions. This also ties into the next one, which is that they don't know how you can help them. If they have absolutely no idea how you can help them, no one is going to seek you out. Sometimes they may know you're alive, they may know what you do, they may know how you can help them, but they don't yet trust you. Another reason is that they don't know if they should trust you. Even if they can, they might not know if they should. Many of your prospects aren't going to know why you're different, and if they don't know why you're different from what they already have or what they've already tried, then they have no incentive to try you. Next, they don't know if they can afford you. Obviously, they're not going to know what you charge or any of the above until you first overcome the first problems that we addressed earlier. They won't take your calls. Obviously, if people aren't going to take your calls, then you're not going to be able to sell to them. Same thing if they won't return your calls. If you're calling people again and again and again, and they don't return your calls, they're not going to be able to buy from you. Next, we have, they already have someone. Have you ever heard that one? The answer, of course, is yes. You've probably heard that quite a lot, unless you've not been in business very long. They view you as a commodity. In the promotional products industry, this is relatively easy to do because they look at it and they say, okay, if everybody has access to the same products and services, then why should I choose you, right? And one of the problems is that many distributors don't have a good answer to this either. If you don't know why they shouldn't view you as a commodity, you can't convey it to them, and so they're never going to know either. They're on social media and you're not. I've heard distributors tell me this. The reason they won't buy from me is that they're on social media and I'm not. I can't reach them. Okay, well, we'll talk about that. But the reverse is also true. They're not on social media and you are. Oh yeah, they're not on social media. I'm trying to reach them and I can't. This is true. It's objectively true. If either of those scenarios are the case, if you're on social media and they're not, or they're on social media and you're not, then yes, you're not going to be able to get those customers to buy from you. They don't know if your recommendations are any good. How can they possibly know that until you have an opportunity to really communicate with them? They don't know if your recommendations are going to work for them. Even if your recommendations are good, will it work for me? How many clients have you heard say something like that? In other words, yeah, that sounds good, but I'm not sure it's going to work for me. It's another reason some promo clients will not buy. They don't know why they should choose you over every other option available to them. Wow, that's a big one. Now, if you think about it, how could you possibly address that one? I'm going to explain it in a moment, but I'd like you to just take a moment and think about it. Really, think about it related to all of these. How would you possibly address any of these things if they don't know you're alive, if they don't know they can trust you, if they don't know they should trust you, if they already have someone? What is likely to be the solution to this? You may already know, you may already have an idea, but I want to get to what I believe is the actual correct, complete solution in just a moment. What if they're unclear on the kind of results you can get for them? If they don't know, if they think you might be able to help with this or think they might be able to help with that, but they're not crystal clear on it, are they going to choose to buy from you? Once again, the answer is very probably not. You name it, okay? Why promo clients won't buy from you? You name it. There are a lot of different reasons. I've named a bunch of them, but of course there are likely to be more. So what is the one solution you can use to address them all? That's what we're going to talk about now. Bottom line, it's a communication thing. If you're not communicating with your prospects and clients clearly and directly and with purpose, you're not going to be able to solve any of these problems. If you think about it, when you have the ability to communicate correctly and directly and reach the people you need to reach, all of these problems all of a sudden become solvable. You'll be able to let them know you're alive, know what you do, know how you can help them, know that they can trust you and how and why they should trust you. You'll be able to explain how and why you're different, what your prices are so they know whether or not they can afford you. They'll be more likely to take and return your calls when you know the right things to say to them as you're communicating with them. If they already have someone, you'll have a response for that. If they view you as a commodity, you'll have a response for that. If they're on social media and you're not, you can decide, do I need to target the people on social media or should I go after the people who are not? Same if you flip it around. If they're not on social media and you are, then should I just target the people who are on social media for now and target the others separately? There are solutions to each of these specific issues, and every single one of those solutions is a communication issue. If they don't know your recommendations will be any good, if they don't know your recommendations will work, all of that are things that can be solved through your communication. So, how do we do that? And what is the one solution that addresses them all? Well, the one solution that addresses them all is not just communication. It's a specific type of communication that I refer to as the MVPs of marketing and sales. Now, you've probably heard me mention the MVPs of marketing and sales in the past. And if you have, that's great. I'll be revealing a lot of things that you have probably not heard before in previous communications about it, and you should still get a lot out of this presentation. If you have not heard about the MVPs of marketing and sales before, I'll give you a good grounding in terms of what they are and provide you with access to additional resources where you can go to learn more. So let's talk about the MVPs. In sports, MVP stands for what? Most valuable player, right? Well, the MVPs of marketing and sales are effectively the most valuable players of sales and marketing. But MVP here doesn't stand for most valuable player. Instead, it stands for message, vehicles, and people. Let me explain. Let's start with the messaging. This is about what is the marketing message that I need to communicate to my ideal target client. We need to get that right first. Second, what is the combination of marketing vehicles I'm going to use to communicate that message? And then third, who are the people or prospects that I need to reach with my marketing message? When you get all three of these things right, you have a successful promotion, a successful connection with a prospect, and very likely a successful sales transaction. However, if you get just one of these things wrong, it doesn't work. And here's why. The MVPs of marketing and sales are like the three legs on a stool. You get all three of them in place, and it's nice and solid. But if just one of them is missing, the entire promotion is a bust. This goes for any type of promotion that you're doing to reach out to a prospect or client and get them to become a customer. It also applies to them. It applies to every effort they engage in to be able to get customers for themselves. So as you're selling your products, you're also going to be able to help them better sell their own. So let's take a look at what happens when you've got the right marketing message and the right marketing vehicles in place. When that happens, you're able to create a connection, right? You've got a good connection between the message and the marketing vehicles that you're using. That connection is going to be important when you're reaching the right people. However, if you're reaching the wrong people, then what happens? You're going to create confusion. If you've got a great message that's about plumbers and you've got a right combination of marketing vehicles to reach people and you're reaching a group of lawyers, it's just going to confuse them. Make sense? Okay, let's take a look at another scenario. Let's say you've got the right message and it's getting to the right people. All right? What does that create? That creates communication. If you've got a great marketing message and you're getting to the right people, you are able to create communication with that. However, if the marketing vehicles that you're using are vehicles they don't like, all you're going to do is annoy them. So let's take a look at this scenario. I'm using the right combination of marketing vehicles to get to the right people. When I do just that, I create compatibility. Compatibility between the people that I'm trying to reach and the marketing vehicle that they like to be reached with. So that's good. But what if I have a terrible marketing message? Well, if I use a terrible marketing message using exactly the right combination of marketing vehicles to reach exactly my ideal target audience, all I'm going to do is create alienation. I'm going to alienate those people because they're going to say, why are you telling me this, right? So now you have alienated your potentially very best customers because you didn't have your messaging right. Now, that's an extreme example. Not everyone is going to have, and most people aren't going to have, a terrible marketing message. But consider this. If your marketing message isn't really focused and on target, it is very likely, if not to alienate people, then at least to discourage them from interacting with you. So you may take a look at this diagram now and say, okay, so if I've got the right marketing message and I'm using the right combination of marketing vehicles to reach the right people, then I've got an excellent likelihood of success. And that is absolutely true. But as you look at this diagram, you may say to yourself, okay, so what goes at the center of this diagram? What goes in the middle of all this? And the answer is you do. You're at the center of all of this. And this is true if all of these things are going well, and if any of them or all of them are going poorly. You're in the middle of all of it. And so the way that you engage in these things determine if you're creating connection, compatibility, and communication, or if you're creating alienation, annoyance, and confusion. That's why it is so important to make sure that you're on the right side of all three of the MVPs of marketing and sales. Do I have the right marketing message? Am I using the right combination of marketing vehicles to reach my ideal people, my ideal prospects? If the answer to that question is yes, you're going to be extremely successful. But if the answer to any of those is no, it is guaranteed to be a struggle for you. In short, when you're able to create that connection, that communication, and that compatibility, you win. Over the years, we've used the MVPs of marketing and sales to help thousands of professionals in the promotional products industry to increase their sales, improve their profit margins, and grow their businesses. If you'd like to know more, go to topsecrets.com/MVPs. That's topsecrets.com/MVPs. There you'll find a video where I'll explain more to you about what we do and how we do it. And if it makes sense for you, I'd love for you to schedule a call with myself or my team so we can sort of walk you through how we can help you to apply the MVPs of marketing and sales and integrate them into your business. Once again, it's topsecrets.com/MVPs.
Increase sales, improve margins, and grow your business. Guaranteed. Top Secrets. Topsecrets.com.